Eric Bieniemy going back to the Chiefs. I don't know why they won't let that man be a head coach. Running a little late. What we got here? Welcome, gang. We're gonna go with top careers tonight. Let's start it off there. Then we'll finish up with Michelle Obama, Maurice Claret. We did drop a new pod today. Let me see here. I can pull it up real quick. We got a bonus episode of Active Dads and Gav. And today, the Point Shavers. Let's see here. We discussed Mike Todd when we open up. Cheat Code to a Great Mentor. That was actually a great segment by Gavin today. Then we spoke on Carmelo and his son, about his dad involvement. Corey Holcomb and Anton is about 35 minutes in. Dry snitching. Kind of disappointed in my boy Corey for that, man. I like Corey, man. But, you know, him keep saying, like, yo, you got these chicks here. It's like, bruh, like, obviously, love or hate Anton, obviously his wife is fully aware what he does. But we discussed the both of them. A&T, point shaving scandal, Crystal Ballroom, not one to give the money. There actually ended up being a 7-minute segment at the 52-minute mark where we discuss, you know, did they do the right thing or did they do the wrong thing? We wrapped it up with, let's see here, Indiana winning the championship, and I think that the SEC is done. I do. I think the SEC, when I say done, I don't mean like done forever, but I think for the next foreseeable future, it would not shock me at all if the Big Ten won the next 10 national titles. The schools run themselves better than SEC schools. Their athletics programs are better funded because Big Ten schools actually have more business and CEOs that come out of them than SEC schools. And we wrap it up by basically saying that, hey, you know, Big Ten, don't get too big for your britches because the Ivy League could very easily take interest in football. If this is about money now, people who got money can come over here. So that's kind of how we wrapped it up today. Then LeBron James not being voted an All-Star, which, I mean, he's 41. He's averaging what, 20? I think Gavin said he averaging 22, 6 and 5 this year. I mean, those are great numbers. I mean, don't get it twisted. I mean, those are just if he just did that for his career, he would make the Hall of Fame. So even though the Basketball Hall of Fame is not the hardest to make it into, but even still, right, he's still doing great. But let's open it up, man, because y'all see I got LinkedIn open up right here, and I want to dive into, with artificial intelligence coming to fruition. I won't say it's here yet because learning machines still have a ways to go, but it's here. It is here. I don't think we need to look at learning machines and just think that it's going to go away. Similar to search engines, and some of y'all might be too young for this. Most of y'all probably too young for this. But when search engines first came to be, y'all probably don't even remember like a Ask Jeeves or even Yahoo search. Those were the preeminent search engines until Google decided to fix it on the back end, and they became the preeminent search machine to one of the biggest companies in the world right now. And you're going to run across the same thing with artificial intelligence. It's here to stay. It's not going away. It's going to augment every part of your life. It's the same way search engines, right? On your cell phone, if you pick up your device right now, right? This device, if you needed to look something up, right, where are you going? It's not an encyclopedia on your phone. You're going directly to the search engine. That's here to stay. That's never going to go away. Artificial intelligence is going to be the next come up of that. So if you are in a career that can be impacted by artificial intelligence, and that's going to be every job, even like, I know a lot of people saying like, oh, auto mechanics, HVAC, things of that nature. I saw a story where a guy was repairing a HVAC, right? And he took a picture of what he was looking at, put the problem that he was having, right, into artificial intelligence, and it told him how to fix the problem. He didn't have to call, a 20-year vet in the business and tell him what was going on and describe it to him. A machine did it. So it's here to stay. So you're definitely going to want to learn about artificial intelligence over the next 48 months. And LinkedIn created the fastest growing roles in the U.S. So these aren't the roles that have the most jobs. These are not the roles that are available the most, right? But it's kind of going to give you an idea of where the job market is going. And I think over the next 2 years, it's going to be very, very important. I actually titled it tonight Black Male Strategies, because that's the back end of what I'm building for Black Dads Club, is a place where Black men, where we can elevate ourselves. But I thought this was interesting. Number one fastest growing career right now, AI engineers. Those jobs are going to require you to have a background in software engineering, data scientists, full stack. But that role is going to be what you're looking for. That role, LinkedIn, if you actually look here, right, learn the fundamentals of AI engineering, free LinkedIn course until February 6th. I'm actually probably going to log into that and take that course. Then below that, it's kind of where I hope to be at some point, AI consultants and strategists. These are people that help companies implement artificial intelligence, into their careers. Again, free course. A lot of these courses are going to be free over the next 24 months. So if you are in a field that you're having to grab information from Google or the internet, artificial intelligence is going to be all over that role, right? If you do any kind of market research, artificial intelligence is going to be all over that role. Learn it now so you could be the guy or girl that become the AI consultant or the AI strategist. Next fastest growing role, new home specialist. Kind of surprised to see this. I don't know what this means for the real estate market, but if you look here, right, top roles transition from, right? See that? Real estate agent, sales manager, property advisor. So this is probably happening because a lot of that BlackRock money is into new home construction, that these are going to be the people that sell it. But that's the newest role. I can't say I would jump head over heels into that, but I'm not in the real estate market. Couldn't tell you, but I can see a lot of realtors jumping over into that, considering how hard the real estate market is. I can see a lot of realtors saying, hey, I'm gonna go work for a home builder. Next role, data annotators. That's basically SEO. This is actually my industry right here. You're basically reviewing it, doing checks and analysis, AI training, top roles, editor, data analyst. Don't really see that being a big one. But look, I want y'all to see here, right? Top 5 jobs. 1 AI, 2 AI, data annotators, 3 AI. Number 5. All right. That's 4 out of the top 5 jobs. These are all AI jobs. Wherever you are right now in your career, you should be learning AI. And again, this is look at LinkedIn. Under each one of these roles, these courses are free. Every last one of these courses are free. Okay. If you could hop into these roles, hop into these courses to get an idea of what's coming up next. Advisors and independent consultants. This right here tells me that a lot of people have been laid off from the corporate world and they're moving over into consulting. And this is one of the key indicators that sometimes a recession is coming. But a lot of individuals are able to still have jobs during recessions. Like most recessions, you don't have like 30% unemployment. You know, it's not depression levels. I don't think this next upcoming recession will be depression levels. But if you're an expert in your field, right, you should be trying to combine advertising with whatever your knowledge base is to see if you can actually move into consulting. All right. And then one of the things that I want to show you guys, advertising, sales are always going to be there. All right. Number 8, sales, and I am almost certain. Number 10, sales. All right. If you're not an engineer, the next best place for a black man to be, outside of being a professional, so you know, lawyer, doctor, dentist, things of that nature, trade school. If you've missed all of that, all right, and you have a liberal arts degree, and you're trying to figure out like where can I be that I can make money, all right. Sales. Number 8, fastest growing. 10, fastest growing. I'm not going to go through this whole list, but I did want to knock out the top 10. If you got a liberal arts degree and you think that your career is about to, you know, get affected by the recession, you got 2 options here. Well, you got 3 options. 1, sales. 2, take your expertise, combine it with artificial intelligence. Again, you can get a lot of these courses for free right now. A lot of these courses in the next 6 months are going to be for free. And then they're going to be gone because there's going to be a lot of people out of the job market probably between the end of this year. Well, before the next election. But combining your expertise with AI, again, AI engineering course, free. AI with streamlined business workflows, free. Let's see here. What else here? Strategic planning, free. All right. So take your expertise, learn AI so you can move into consulting. 2, sales. Number 8 on the list is sales. Number 10 on the list is sales. I'm a huge proponent for sales. Huge proponent for sales. Huge proponent for sales. Those skills are so transferable everywhere in life. Most people don't like it, so those jobs are always available. Sales is about basically being able to accept a no and not accepting a no. Okay. And then 3, of course, is going to always be going back to school. All right. Those are going to be options there. But those are things that like really like tonight, you know, I really wanted to go through the top 10 list. It's the top 25 list of things. You can find this on LinkedIn. Just Google fastest growing roles in the U.S. More sales, as you can see here. Data center, healthcare is going to always be there. So quants are going to always be there. And construction is going to always be there. But I did want to point out the fastest growing jobs. AI. Data, that's AI. Number 5, AI. 4 out of the top 5 jobs are all AI. So if you're not going to learn artificial intelligence, you need to make sure that your butt understand. Number 7, that's form of sales. Number 8, that's sales. Number 9, technically, is sales, but I'm not telling people to become founders. Number 10, sales. Okay, AI, sales. Those are the jobs, guys. If you want to make it through the next tough job market, you got to combine those 2 things. Got to combine those 2 things. All right. Let's see here. So we went over new pod drop today. Hey, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for sharing the pod. Thank you for everything that you guys do on that. It's a bonus pod. So we actually got 2 this week. So we actually got a bonus pod with Active Dads. Mod is on there with Gav. And then Gav and I dropped today's pod for Black Dads Club. Go check both of those out. If you're in Charlotte, I know we have a pending ice storm. Look like it's not going to be here to after the game, so we should be at Charlotte Hornets Arena to host. We'll be the host. It's not our event. It's going to be Dear Father's event on Saturday, but we will be hosting, so we will be opening. We'll be closing it. I believe Dale Curry will be there. A lot of guys from, are going to be there for the symposium. And it basically, it's probably going to be, I'm not sure if they still have tickets available. I know they sold out and then they moved it to a bigger room. So I'm not sure if those tickets have sold out yet. I know it's going to be a pending ice storm. From everything I've seen, it's not going to start till the night. So during the day, we should be good. Hopefully we'll be able to get the event off, meet you guys out there. Love to see you. That'll be Saturday, the Dear Fathers event. On the 24th, I believe that event starts at 6:30. Well, excuse me, the game starts at 6:30. I believe the event starts at 3:30 or 4:30. But go to dearfathers.com, check it out. Feel free to come out and meet us on Saturday. All right, what do we got for tonight? So tonight, only gonna really talk. I'm gonna hop on two things tonight. Where we want to start? You know what? Let's start here. Start with some politics. All right.
Trump does change the law and runs for a third term. Hypothetically, do you think your husband would consider running?
I hope not.
Michelle.
I would actively work against that.
The whole world starts crying.
I would be at home working against it. And maybe a lot of people be like, good, we don't want him anyway. And I'm like, yeah, that's when right.
Okay, so you're like not interested.
I do believe in the need for new vision.
If Trump does change the law and runs for a third term, hypothetically, do you think your husband would consider running?
I hope not.
Michelle.
I would actively work against that.
The whole world starts crying.
I would be at home working against it. And maybe a lot of people be like, good, we don't want him anyway. And I'm like, yeah, that's when right.
Okay, so you're like not interested.
I do believe in the need for new vision.
All right, so Michelle says she doesn't want Barack Obama to run for a third term. Here's the thing. Not the hugest Obama fan. I don't dislike the guy, right? I was pulling for the brother. I do see with a lot of things that Trump has done in his 2 terms that perhaps there was a lot more that Barack Obama could have done for, people that look like him, right? Not saying he had to discriminate against them because, a lot of what Trump is just doing is like, hey, we're going to take all the January 6ers and then we're going to put them in the federal roles and deputize them. I think that Obama could have done something similar, right? And if it would have been deemed illegal, it would have went to the Supreme Court. They would have ruled against it. That would have pulled back the powers of the executive branch. So perhaps we would not have to deal with what we deal with today. Now, I know it's hard to prove a negative, right? Like if something never happens, it's kind of hard to say what you saved somebody from, right? It's kind of hard. But this is why the right people always have to do the right thing, is because as men, if we do everything the right way, sometimes the score is just going to be 0-0. And sometimes that's better than negative 100 to negative 145, which is where we're at right now with this current administration. If Trump does change it, Barack Obama has to run as a patriot, as someone that loves his country, as someone that loves the United States of America. He would have to run. And I would hope that, our former first lady, I would hope she wouldn't fight against that, because it's that important. No matter what the cost is, it is that important. So I get where she's coming from. I get, that's your husband. I get that you don't want to be in the limelight. I get that you do not want to deal with, if I'm being fair, you just don't want to deal with Americans, right? Like freaking morons. I get it. But as a patriot, as someone that loves this country, which most black Americans do, and I know Barack Obama technically isn't a black American, right? But he adopted the culture, right? He plays it. He plays the role. That's what you have to do. Like you have to win. Now, with all that being said, I hope to dear God that we don't have to reach a constitutional crisis where this becomes an issue. But that is something that we have to look at. We have to look at ourselves in the mirror in this country and decide, how do we move forward when obviously a good half of the country, they don't care about the Constitution. They don't care if they have a dictator. They don't care if they have a king. They don't care if they destroy the world. Right? Like, how do you move forward as a country? And this is where we have to hold the DNC feet to the fire to learn how to speak to the other half of the country. I'm sorry. I'm literally rocking the table right now. That's how annoyed I am. Right? But we have to hold them to the fire. Like, the DNC just can't be for Democrats anymore. You have to find a way to speak to people that do not care about the Constitution. You have to learn how to speak to people that do not care if there's a dictator. Right? How do you make those people feel that they are a part of the American experience? Right? Because what we can't do is poll tax. What we can't do is literacy tests, right? What we can't do is discriminate, right? Those are all the things that they use to disenfranchise people that was able. Now, I know we say to ourselves, well, these people aren't able. We should be able to disenfranchise them. You can't do that because it's a slippery slope. And we always know who's penalized most whenever we implement rules, right? Who's penalized most? So we can't do any of those things. So I don't think that anybody's running for a third term. Even Donald Trump. If he was to keep office, I don't think he'd run. I low key think that he would just see what he can get away with constitutionally. My bad, Facebook. We did not go live on y'all tonight. We just went live on Instagram.